Hey to anyone who might be watching this, I have to change the ball joints on my 1977 Westfalia. I knew the lower control arms. I got to take the control arms off to do it. They've got to change the ball joints in a shop press. I knew the lower control arms come off easy. I also knew the upper control arms were always under tension, so I wasn't sure how to take them off. Quickly went to YouTube to look for some answers. I didn't get any, so I'm going to work my way through this and just share with you what I found. I've never posted a video, so it's going to be cheesy. This is a 1977 Westfalia, and I've got to change the upper and lower ball joints. I've already taken the torsion arms off the bottom. Once you've taken your hub assembly here off, the torsion bar on the bottom comes off very easy. The top one, however, is a little more difficult. I couldn't find guidance on the internet, so I'm going to take you through this. Some people change the ball joints right on the van, but good for them. They're a bitch. They're pressed in there really hard, so I didn't have that luck. Had to take them off. So I'm going to guide you through. The first thing you have to do is take off your upper nut, which locks it onto the torsion plates inside or bar. Now we'll go from here. Next thing you have to do, because it's under load, and this is where it's tricky, not difficult, but tricky, you've got to take off this shock suppressor or absorber. In order to do that, you've got to lift this. If you put a bar in here and pry up, you can get enough room. Careful of your fingers, but the first thing you have to do is come underneath and take the clip off that holds that rubber absorber in. The other thing you're going to notice on the upper ball joint is this. This is basically a camber adjustment for the wheel. It will probably stick to your ball joint. The ball joint you bought to replace it won't have that on it. They don't. This you'll have to press off after we get the ball joint out, and it goes back on the new ball joint. Mark it. If you don't want to have to go in for an alignment, set your cambers, mark the way it came out, put it back in. Hopefully you'll be close. I've got the clip out now, so I'm taking a bar and sticking it under that torsion arm. What you're going to do is lift, and you can see it's coming off the rubber. Now I can move the rubber out of place. I need two hands, so this is where I cut out. You can pop that guy out. Rubber came out. Watch your fingers when you're in there doing anything, because that arm's going to come down. Now the arm has pressure, so you're thinking, how am I going to get it in if I pull it out? You take a pry bar again, and you move it. You'll pull outwards, you'll on it, tap it backwards. Once it's past this point, it'll still be on the splines. So when you put it back together, you get it on the splines to that point. Your bar goes in here, you lift it up and tap it in with a hammer, get it back into place. So there's what it looks like when it's past that bushing arm. It's hanging down, but it's still on the splines up here. So when you put it back together, you'll put it on the splines here, you get your bar underneath here, lift it up and move it in. Here's the camber adjustment that came off the ball joint that I was telling you about. You have to press that off. I marked the old one. You can see right there, I put this mark on. I've also put a mark on the adjusted. So I slide those up, line them up, that's the way it came off. Okay, so there we go. I used the rod to lift up on the arm. I slid the rubber damper back in place, and now it's time to put everything back together. There we go. So I know the video is not going to make an Academy Award, but hopefully if it helps someone out there, it's done its business. And please don't tell me I need a new pair of gloves. I go through lots of gloves. I know. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.